So I wanted to share how to make herbal poultices because that was something that we were going to cover in the Zoom class, but I didn't get around to doing it. So the first thing is that you need your herbs. So I have a blend here of herbs that I've already ground, and I use this guy here, which is my mini chopper dedicated to herbal poultices that I blend my herbs in. So I run them through that little grinder. Try not to be too aggressive because you want to make sure that the active constituents are not destroyed in the blending process, but you do want them to break down just a little bit. So right now I have in here lavender, helichrysum, lemon balm, echinacea, and nettle, I think is what's in here. And I'm going to show you how to make the poultices. So you will need a square of muslin, and this is about 10 to 12 inches on each side, and I actually have a large piece here, so I'm going to cut this really quick. So I need that. I need my herbs. I need my cotton string or twine or jute or whatever you're going to use. And then I also have these little rubber bands that are used on hair. And this is just an extra thing that I like to do because it helps me to keep everything really compact. So first step is you're going to pour out the herbs. So I like to take a good chunk, and right now, because of the lemon balm and nettle that are in here, I have a lot of big sticks, so I'm just kind of filtering through and making sure to take those out because they do poke the client in the face. They end up in there in the end result. So the next step is I'm going to pull this all into a bundle. So I pack it all down together at the bottom. And pull it all together into a nice tight ball. And I'm just gonna check and make sure that's the right size that I want, and it is. Now this is where the rubber band comes in handy because you want to keep this bundle as tight as possible. It makes it easier to use on the face. So I'm actually gonna tie this around the bulk of the material so you can see what that looks like. The next step is to start tying the string. So I'm going to tie it over top of the rubber band, nice and tight. So that's my base. You can see string. This is the end. This is the roll. And now I'm going to form the handle, if you will. So I like to kind of take everything in together as much as possible. And then I fold the top and roll from one side. So I'm rolling in, making this nice tight handle. Now I roll this string over top. I'm actually going to roll it over top of the loose string about halfway, and then I'm going to pull the loose string out of the way and continue to roll. So I'm rolling up kind of randomly just to make a nice tight handle, and then when I wrap back down, I'm going to be more careful about making sure to cover more space there. And just keep going all the way down. I find my tail. I'm leaving this out because I'm actually going to use this to tie at the end. But this spot right here is actually the weakest point of the poultice, so I like to make sure to wrap quite a bit here. so that I have a solid base to hold on to, and it doesn't, you know, it's not so flexible when you're working on a client and you're rolling it. Sometimes if this base right here is weak, it folds out of the way. So I want that to be really nice and strong. So I'm going to cut this now and I'm going to tie it. And the biggest thing I would say about tying is you could tie it closer to the top if you wanted to leave a longer tail and then tie it up here, that's fine. But as long as you tie it tight and make sure that the knot is secure, then cut it pretty close to the knot. Because sometimes I've left these tails too long, and then as I'm rolling, after the poultices have been steamed, they kind of flop around and hit the client in the face, which is not the most exciting experience. So I try to keep them as tight as possible, like that. And that's it. So now your poultice is ready to be prepped with, you know, infusing it in some hot water and then steamed either in a steamer or in a boiling pot of water or kept warm in your towel warmer for use in your treatment.